So happy to have another Ask ANOVA session. Today is May 6th, and I can't believe how quick this year is going. So today's topic was a very specific question from one of our guests. And Callie, today I really wanted you to go over this because I know we're having our training on May 9th. And I think it'd be wonderful for us to kind of have like a little sneak peek for our engagement training. But they are having some issues with employee engagement. And at this point in time, it seems like a lot of the employees, they, they're coming to work, but simultaneously they're just feeling like they're just there and they're not working to their fullest potential. And really, they're having some difficulties and they want some, you know, great ways to tie in engagement with those employees to increase productivity. So what suggestions do you have at this time for them?
Great. Thank you, Adrian. As we both know, you and I, employee engagement is incredibly important. And there are different ways to, ensure that your employees are engaged. But first, I'd like to talk about what kind of engagement these employees are showing. So we have a few different levels that we talk about and that we will talk about on Thursday during our training. And so there are 4 levels of engaged employees. The highest level is a highly engaged employee. Then the next level is a moderately engaged employee. Then we have barely engaged employees, and then we have disengaged employees. From what we've gathered from this situation, it sounds like these employees are either moderately engaged employees or barely engaged employees. And so these pose a risk to your company, actually, because there not only is a high turnover risk, but there's also some risk for those around them. So, if you have a barely engaged employee interacting with a highly engaged employee, they might bring the highly engaged employee down to a lower level of engagement. And so this is something that we want to combat as soon as possible. So my suggestion, I think, would be to implement engagement strategies as soon as possible. And that might include an employee engagement survey. That's normally where I like to start to get a baseline of not only where those few employees are at, but the rest of the company as well. And identify which areas are going to be most important to improve and in which order you should be doing that. And by taking that information that you gather from the survey that you conduct, you can make steps to increase engagement and show employees that you hear them, show employees that their concerns are valid and they are heard. And I think that will very highly increase employee engagement.
That was actually wonderful. I mean, I totally agree with you. We want to kind of nip that kind of circumstance in the bud. We want to make sure that we don't, again, it's just like the saying goes, is negativity loves company. And that's something we want to make sure that we don't have that kind of an employee culture. So thank you so much, Callie. And I can't wait to hear more on your training this week on May 9th for employee engagement at 2 p.m. Again, wealth of knowledge, and we really greatly appreciate you.
Thank you. I'm so happy to help, and I can't wait for the training either. Very excited.
Thank you. We'll talk soon. Thank you.
Okay.